So welcome to this Omnipod DASH system show and tell. My name's Craig. I'm a clinical service manager working for Insulet, and I suppose the purpose of today is to introduce you to the Omnipod DASH system and some of the features and benefits of it. Do you mind telling me a little bit about yourself?
Hi Craig, and I'm here today because my diabetes nurse referred me to have a look at what systems were available, and so I'm interested in seeing what, the Omnipod DASH system and how that compares to the other systems in the marketplace.
So firstly, let me address that for you. So the Omnipod DASH system we refer to as pod therapy, and one of the first things you've probably already noticed is there's no tubes, and it contains just two parts, the actual pod and the PDM. The pod itself is small and lightweight, and you can wear it anywhere on the body you would inject insulin, and it can hold up to 200 units for up to 3 days of use. It also inserts its own cannula for you, so it takes that burden away from you as well. And then the second part of the system is the actual PDM. So you've probably already seen it and noticed it looks a lot like a modern technology, a smartphone. So it really fits in with your day-to-day life. It's very discreet. There's an integrated pod site tracker as well, so you can track where you place your last pod. And what happens is when you go into your centre, your clinician will set this up with you. They'll put all your carb ratios in there, correction factors, and work out your basal rate with you. So why don't I show you both of these in real life? So what you'll see now is the PDM and the actual pod. The PDM communicates via Bluetooth to the pod itself. And the pod is small, it's lightweight, it weighs 26 grams. And just to give you an idea of comparison, there's a credit card, and now if I place those two together, you can get a kind of feel of how big the actual pod is. So now we're going to activate a pod, and the simplicity here continues with a simple 3-step process. Step 1 of which is filling the pod with insulin. So we're going to go to our PDM, click set up a new pod, and we're going to fill the pod with our insulin. So we'll take out our needle and syringe, and you can fill the pod with rapid acting insulin. So there we have our insulin. We're going to take off the needle cap, pop the needle in this filling port here, and fill that pod with insulin. Once filled, we should hear 2 beeps, which indicate the pod is activated and reached its minimum fill level of 85 units, and then we press next. The PDM will communicate with the pod, it will transfer over your settings and carry out some safety checks, as well as priming the internal set in there. Now on to step 2, which is applying the pod to our body. And again, the PDM is going to guide us through this. So as you can see at the top, we can record our pod site where we want to wear it. And that can be your abdomen, side of leg, back of arm, lower back, upper buttocks, or thigh. So I'm going to pick the back of my arm and then press done. Then we're simply going to take the pod out of the packaging, remove that needle cap, like so, and then we're going to apply it to our site. We're going to check the pod and take off our adhesive backing. And for the purpose of this demonstration, I'll just hold the pod in my hand so you can see that cannula coming out. So we would have applied the pod to our site. We then go to the PDM and press start. It will ask you to confirm the pod attachment, press confirm, and then the pod will automatically insert the cannula for you, which you'll see here shortly at the end. There we go, and there's our cannula, and that's inserted at the same depth and same angle every time, which would be step 3. And then we're just going to confirm our pod is inserted correctly. So you should see a pink box on the back here and a blue cannula through that viewing window there. So there we go, we'll press yes. And there we go, our pod's now active.
Okay.
So have you got any questions?
Yeah, can I just ask, Craig, where exactly would you wear this pod on the body? Where can we wear it?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. So you can wear it at the back of the arm, the side of the leg, the abdomen, upper buttocks, or obviously the lower back. And what you'll notice is once you actually put the pod on the body, you've got the cannula is inserted at a slight 45-degree angle. Can you just see that? So that will be just under the skin. So are there any other questions you wish to ask?
Yes, Craig, if you wouldn't mind just showing me how I would do a bolus on the Omnipod DASH system.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So you'll probably see on the front screen there, we've got a bolus button at the bottom. So if we click that bolus button, we can enter our carbohydrate at the top here. So we can click on there, say we're eating, 50 grams of carbohydrate. And based on our settings, our carb ratio in our PDM, it will work out how much insulin we need for that 50 grams. We also get the option to enter a blood glucose underneath. So we can click on there and we can enter whatever blood glucose value is needed. And we can add a tag as well. So you could add a tag, and here you can see we've already got selected pre-meal, and we'll add that to the calculator. And then based on the information we've entered, it will work out our total bolus for us here at the bottom. And then if we press confirm, it will give that bolus straight away, which I'll show you shortly. But then we can also extend a bolus as well. For those food types where you probably need maybe a little bit of your bolus up front, but the rest actually extended because of the way the food breaks down, we have the option to do that. But we'll just go with a straightforward bolus. So we'll press confirm and then start, and it'll communicate with the pod via Bluetooth. And there you can see it's delivering the bolus, the pod is. And if we wanted to cancel that, we have that option. So we can just press cancel, and then yes, we want to cancel. And once the pod has actually got the instruction to give a bolus, it will complete that instruction. So once you see that loading bar, you could actually go in the garden, go upstairs, and the pod would complete that bolus for you.
One of the reasons I've been really reluctant to move on to pump therapy is because I have a really active lifestyle and 2 young children, and it's really the case of disconnecting it and what do I do in showers and baths and when I go swimming. So it's just interested to know a bit more about this system and how that will work with me.
Yeah, that's a good question, because you really need to pick a system that fits in with your needs. So you'll be reassured to know the pod itself has a waterproof IP28 rating, which is for a depth of 7.6 meters for up to 60 minutes. The PDM itself isn't actually waterproof, but all those things you usually do, such as swimming, showering, bathing, you can do those whilst wearing a pod.
Also on our website, we have a section where you can meet the podders, and you can really, I suppose, see personal stories to them and how Omnipod has helped them with their life.
Craig, now with the pod, obviously you dispose of it every 3 days. It's a new one every 3 days. So I was interested into, how do I dispose of those pods in an environmental friendly way?
Yeah, and that's a good question. At Insulet, we're very mindful about impact on the environment. So we actually do a pod disposal program. So we'll send you a disposal box. You can put your used pods in them and send them back to us, because pods are considered biohazardous waste. So we can't just dispose of them in the bin. So it gives you an alternative disposal method. And what we do with those pods, we incinerate them and we generate electricity from them.
Insulet has also installed solar panels at its global headquarters and its US manufacturing facility to help reduce our carbon footprint.
As a podder, we're here for you for your whole journey with us. Our customer service team is here 24/7, every day of the year. So if you want to reach out to us, contact us, you can do that any day, anytime. We also have a dedicated field team that, in agreement with your clinical team, we can do a face-to-face appointment. That could be for follow-up training, refresher training, or even if you've just want to ask a question. We also offer a holiday loan PDM. So when you are away from home, if you do find yourself in a sticky situation, you've got a backup PDM there to use. We also do a 90-day promise, because it's important you make the right choice when choosing a system. So within the first 90 days, if you find the Omnipod system isn't for you, you can return it to us. And these are just a few of the ways we're trying to simplify life.